all of you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Just see those.
Hey guys, so for today's holiday drugstore tutorial, which I'm so excited about because Christmas is around the corner, we're going to start off using a little skincare from Pixi Beauty, and I'm going to moisturize my skin using the Glowtion Day Dew Moisturizer. It has a nice little reflect to it, so you get a nice little glow. And then to depuff and hydrate the under eyes, we're going to be using the 24K Eye Elixir, and it has a little metal roller ball to it, so it's nice and cooling. And then lastly, we're going to spritz our face with the Pixi Glow Mist. And I love this stuff. It has argan oil in it. So girl, it is hydrating, okay? Alright, and now moving on to the brows, we're going to use this Ardell Brow Palette. And it comes with 4 different colors, but we're going to use the dark brown shade. And I'm going to use an angled brush to first create the shape of my brow. And then I'm going to fill in any sparse areas as well as fill in the rest of the brow with this brow powder as well. And then now to further define the brow, we're going to use this Maybelline Brow Precise Pencil, which I absolutely love. I think it's a great eyebrow pencil from the drugstore, and it's only $6. And I'm going to go ahead and deepen up the tail end of the brow, and then I'm also going to use this in the front part of my brow, creating some like hair-like strokes with this, and then blend everything out with the spoolie as well as the angled brush that we used earlier. And now to clean up the eyebrow shape, we're going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the color Neutralizer and a flat synthetic brush. And then here I'm just going to clean up the brow shape. So if you made any mistakes, this is the time to clean it up and make it act like it never happened. And then also this concealer is going to act as our brow highlight. So everything is just going to look nice and clean and defined. And now that our eyebrows are done, we're going to go ahead and prep the eyelids using this NYX eyeshadow base in the color ESB03, which is just a nude color. And I'm going to buff this all over the eyelid from the lash line to the brow bone. And now to set the base, I'm going to pick up this Maybelline The Nudes palette, and I'm going to use the light cream color shade in the palette and a large fluffy shader brush. And I'm just going to pat this all over the eye base just so that when we do put down color, it's going to blend out nicely. And now for our first transition color, I'm going to pick up this light gray taupey color and a large fluffy blending brush. And I'm just going to blend that all over my crease using windshield wiper motions. And this is just going to be our first transition color. And now going in with this cool tone medium brown shade in the palette and my Target crease brush, which I actually really love. I'm going to take this color and I'm going to place this right at the outer V area. And I'm going to place most of the color in the corner, and then as the color runs out on the brush, we're going to bring it into the inner corner of the eye. And we're going to pick up more of that medium tone brown shade in the palette and place that right at the inner corner of the eyelid because we're going to start creating that halo effect. So we're going to keep the middle part of our eyelid nice and clean, and we're just going to place that medium tone brown shade in the inner corner and the outer corner of the eyelid. And then with whatever's left over on the brush, we're just going to meet these two colors together in the crease area, but keeping that middle part of our lid nice and clean. And now picking up the black shade in the palette and a pencil brush, I'm going to concentrate this color just on the inner corners and the outer corner of the eyelid, just so that we can deepen up that halo effect. And now picking up the Maybelline Color Tattoo Eye Chrome in the color Beige Luster, I'm going to place this right at the center of the eyelid, and then I'm going to blend that out with my finger, and then I'm going to place a little bit more, and then I'm also going to blend this out with my finger, but I'm also going to blend out the corners of it so that we don't have any harsh lines. And now going back into the palette, I'm going to pick up that gold shade with the same Sonia Kashuk detailer brush. And I'm just going to place that right in the center over top of that color that we just placed, just to give it a little bit of a shimmer. And then now going back into the black and the same pencil brush that we used earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and deepen up the inner corner and the outer corner, and then also blend the edges of the center color so that the inner corner and outer corner look nice and blended. And now moving on to eyeliner, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Gel Liner in Black is Black. Now, if you didn't notice, this is my favorite drugstore gel liner. It's just super black, it has a nice consistency to it, it's not too dry or too wet, and it lasts you a pretty long time because it doesn't dry out as fast. So it's an awesome one if you're looking for a gel liner. And also, you don't have to wing out this look. I'm just doing it because I wanted to do the most. You could just line the upper lash line, throw on some lashes, and be done with it. And now moving on to mascara, I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in Carbon Black. This is also one of my favorite drugstore products. I love this mascara so much. And then I'm just going to pop on some Kiss lashes in the style Ritzy. And now moving on to the face, I'm going to be mixing these two foundations together, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless and the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. I didn't want to be too matte and I didn't want to be too glowy, so I'm mixing these two foundations together. And then I'm just going to blend it out using my Glamour Sponge. And now moving on to concealer and highlight. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, the same concealer that we used earlier to highlight and conceal under the brows. And I'm just going to put this underneath my eyes, down the center of my face, which is my forehead, the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and a bit on my chin. Same per usual if you watch any of my previous videos. And then we're just going to blend that out using a damp beauty sponge. And then now to set the face, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder, and I'm going to take a generous amount of this on my sponge, and I'm going to go ahead and set the under eye area with that. And then with whatever's left over on my sponge, I'm just going to place that in the center of my face to set the highlighted zones. And then with the same powder and a fluffy face brush, we're just going to go ahead and lightly set the rest of the face with that. And now to warm up the face, I'm going to be using the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer in the color Sundance. And I'm applying this with my Real Techniques Duo Fiber face brush. And I've never used this bronzer before, but I actually think it's really, really nice. It has a nice color to it. It blends out really nicely, and it has a bit of a shimmer, but that just adds like a nice glowy touch to your skin. And now moving on to contour, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Palette in the color Caramel Toffee. And I'm going to take an angled cheek brush and I'm going to chisel out the sides of my cheekbones and on my forehead. And I'm also going to contour my nose with this palette as well. The shade in this palette, for the contour shade in this palette, is actually a little bit too warm for me, but I definitely do love the formula on this. I think it's nice and pigmented. It blends really well, and it's just a really good product for like $5. So if you're looking for a contour palette at the drugstore, I would definitely recommend trying this one out. And now picking up the highlight shade in the Wet n Wild Contour Palette and my Luxie 522 highlight brush, I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes and down the center of my face just to brighten up that area just a bit more. And now moving on to blush, I'm going to be using the Milani Powder Blush in the color Romantic Rose. And look how pretty that rose design is. It's just the little things that make me happy, you know? I love how pretty that design is. I'm going to apply this onto the apples of my cheeks using a blush brush. And I really love this color because it's just such a nice, muted, like kind of pink color. It's not too bright or anything like that. So it's just going to give you the perfect amount of blush. And now moving on to highlighter. Now I know this one is technically not a drugstore product, but it is affordable, so I am including it in this video. I'm using the ColourPop highlighter in the color Wisp, and this is like one of my favorite highlighters to use because look at that glow. Just pretty. I love it. And I'm just going to be applying this onto the tops of my cheeks, on the tip of my nose, and also a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And I'm also going to be adding this to the Cupid's bow. And now to finish up the eyes, I'm going to pick up the Maybelline palette again, and I'm going to use that medium brown shade and a smudger brush. This one is from e.l.f. And I'm going to use that color on the inner corner and the outer corner of the lower lash line. And we're going to keep the center clean of any eyeshadow. And then we're going to pick up that gold eyeshadow from the palette again. And using the same detailer brush from Sonia Kashuk from earlier, we're going to apply that into the center of the lower lash line. So we're basically just repeating that halo effect, but on the bottom now. And then we're just going to coat the bottom lashes with a little bit of mascara. And now moving on to the lips, I'm using the NYX Suede Matte Lip Pencil in the color Copenhagen. This is a deep burgundy wine color, and I'm using a color that's slightly darker than the actual lipstick color that I'm going to use because I want to add just a little bit of dimension to my lips. So I'm using a slightly darker lip pencil for this step. So I'm just going to line my lips with this, and then I'm also going to fill in my lips a little bit with this lip pencil as well. And now moving on to lipstick, we are using the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in the color Kitten Heels, which is a very true and bright red, which is perfect for the Christmas season. I'm going to be applying this on the lips, and I actually really like these liquid suede formulas. If you've never tried them, I would definitely recommend trying these as well. And then to top everything off and finish everything, we're going to spritz our face with a little bit of the Glow Mist from Pixi, and then the look is complete. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button down below, share this with your friends, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel already, hit that subscribe button so you know when I post up my next video. And also leave me a comment, let me know what you guys want to see next, because I always love hearing from you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!